Hello and welcome back to the channel. You remember that bright and sunny street scene we crafted together in the past? Well, in today's video, we are going to be creating the night scene. And in this video, I will share with you everything you need to know, not just in this scene, but also in your own scene to be able to transform any day render to night render, or better still, create a new one from the scratch. And we're going to be doing all this without using any third-party night HDRIs. Not that HDRIs are bad, but it can be very daunting to find the one suitable for your scene. And for this video, we'll be focusing on lighting. Why, you might ask? Well, it's because we've done camera placements and composition, material creation and application. And frankly, the only difference between night scene and day scene is mostly light. So that's why we shall be focusing on lighting. However, if you want to see the composition, camera placement, materials and all that, I will leave a link in the description so you can easily access the video where I explain them at depth. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to subscribe if you haven't done so and turn on notifications so you get notified anytime I drop a new video. Now, without any further ado, let's jump right in and start creating this nice scene already.
So first of all, let me start by starting my interactive render. So as you can see, the scene is a day scene. Okay, you can see the sun, you can see the light. Okay, everything is just shining as a day scene would. Let me make it small. Minimize this. Okay, so I'm just going to select this sun and I'm going to take it back. Obviously, you can leave it where it is, but I just want to take it back. All right. So now that I've taken it back, I would like to take it down because, like I said before in the previous video where we did the day scene, you can also control a lot of things you can do with the sun. Okay, you can control whether it is going to be a day scene or night scene using the sun. So now that I took it to like 0, you can see what we are having. Okay, you can see that it's now looking dark like a day, but then I'm going to take it down, more than that to make it a night scene proper. As you can see, we're having a night scene over here. Okay, let me raise it up a little bit. Yeah, I think it's okay now. All right, now this is a nice scene, but it is looking a bit dark. So I'm going to come here and brighten it up a little bit. So I'm going to make this like 1.5. Sorry. 1.5. Okay, I'm going to take it down some more. Yeah, and I'm going to go to the white balance and make it a little bit cooler, like so. So we can have that evening vibes. As you can see, we're already having the evening vibes. But now everywhere is dark. So what we are going to do next is we are going to put lights in the building. Okay. After doing that, we now put lights in the surrounding, because in the night time, we don't just have lights in the building. We also have lights, in the surrounding, in the environment. Okay. So I'm just going to go over here to the corona lights. I'm just going to select light like so. I'm going to be using rectangular light for this. I'm going to be putting one big light in here, like that. I'll raise it up. Okay. As you can see, the light is already shining out. But now I want this light to be a little bit gentler, like a little bit soft. So I'm going to make it like 30. And I'm going to change the temperature. I'm going to change it to 36. Something a bit warmer. That's how I want it, a bit warmer like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and turn off the visibilities. Okay, make the light not to be visible directly. I'm going to turn off everything except this. Okay. So I'm just going to duplicate this light all over the place so we can have, I might skip a building or two. I'm going to make the light instant so that when I control one, it controls all of them. Okay. So I'm going to skip that particular house and I'm going to put light in this other one, like so. And do the same for the last house over there. Okay. Now I'm thinking I should actually put lights in this one too. Okay, put it where we're going to be seeing, where it's going to be visible. Okay. Initially, I just wanted not to create that varieties, which is something you can also do. To create that variety, you can choose not to put lights everywhere. Now it is time for me to put lights in the surrounding. As you can see, we have lights in the building now. We need lights in this environment to make it, lively, to make the environment look like an environment. So I'm going to put lights. So what you can do is, wherever you have tree, just put light there and adjust it till it looks nice. Let me show you what I mean by that. So in the corona light, this time around I'm going to use the sphere lights, and I'm going to put one here. Okay. Corona light remembers the light settings of the last one, like the last light you used. So I'm just going to come over here. I want to reduce this thing. It's too big, and that's why it is having, it's becoming too bright. So I'm going to reduce the radius to like 2.5. Let's make it 2.5. Okay, you can see that has reduced it. I want it to show, but I don't want it to become too much, overwhelming. This is supposed to be like a Bollard light that we're having there, or somebody's compound that is shining light. So it needs to be soft. Okay, it needs to be soft. All right, so let me take that light and bring it over here so that something will be shining lights for us there. Now I'm going to make this light a copy so I can have the opportunity to make changes to it that will be different from what we have in the front. So I'm going to make this one 10. Yeah, and I'm going to bring it here. I'm still thinking it's too much. I'm going to make it 5. Okay. You know what? Let me delete this. Let me just use the sphere lights around at the back. Okay. I'm going to make this. Let me make it a copy. Okay. I'm going to copy another one and put it over here. I'm going to make it like 70, make it brighter. Now you can see this light I'm putting in the environment is already doing something really nice. It is lightening up the environment and making it look lively, like, people, the next compound, people turned on their lights, just like as you are going to turn on lights in front of this compound now. Okay. So the thing about night scene is about, lights and shadows. Okay, we already created the darkness that's using our sun. We brought it down. Now we are putting lights to show that, night vibes. Because at night, people turn on their lights in their house. You understand? So yeah, let me create another light here so that we can have light coming from this window over here. As you can see, that's what we are having. So I'm going to reduce this one. I'm going to make this one 10. Okay, and I'm going to make the lights smaller, like so. Okay, just like that. Now the next thing I want us to do is I want us to work on our street lights. Okay, to do that, we're going to first of all start with the ambience of the street lights. I'm going to use rectangular light, but now you notice that most time the street lights are done with LED lights. Okay, that's cool lights. It can be warm, but usually it is cool, and I suggest you leave it cool because that is what we are going to be using to balance out the warmness we are having all over the place. Okay, so let me make it bigger a little bit. I'm going to make it 30. Okay, I think that's too much. I'm going to make it like 15. Okay. Now I'm gonna put it here. Instead of making it full cool, I'm gonna make it like 4-5. That's to add a little bit of warmth in it. Okay, so I'm going to make it a bit wider and then bring it out some more. Okay. Now it is very weird to have a light like this, a street light shining light down, but there's no light on it. So I'm going to like fix it now. As you can see, this tree is getting caught up in the light. So I'm just gonna very quickly adjust this light. I'm gonna bring it down a bit till we leave the So yeah. The next thing I'm going to do is I need to put light around this tree to shine light on it because it's dark here too. So I'm going to like change it to like sphere light and draw one over here. Yeah. I need to move it a little bit away from the ground because it's casting these shadows here and that is not good. So I raise it up a bit and then reduce the radius, make it 4000, let it be a little bit warmer. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I think it's high time we just completed this our street lights. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to duplicate it to all the places that we are having street lights. Okay, I'm going to make it an instance just like that. Just like that. Okay, and make it 10. All right, so now I need to make this street light emit lights. Okay, this other one are looking low. The reason why we had to bring that one down is because of the tree, but now there are no trees there, so I'm going to raise it up, raise them up towards the street light area like that. Yes. Okay, let me see if I select one of these lights and take it over here. How is it going to look? Yeah, I actually like that. So I'm just going to leave it as an instance. I'm going to bring a light here. I'm going to reduce the intensity to 30. And I'm going to reduce this one to 1000. Let's see how that looks. Keep it here. Still very big. Oh. What? So I'm just gonna reduce it like this. I'm gonna take it somewhere here. Okay. To cast the lights in between the buildings, as a way of highlighting the building away from each other. You don't have to do all this, but I'm just doing it because it is going to make the work look better, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah. So I've been saying this all this time. Let me just go ahead and go and do it. Let me make this street light look like what is shining light. So I'm going to keep it like this. Starting from this one, I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this middle part. I'll go to the material editor. Corona light material. I'm gonna make this one. I'm gonna make it 30, and then I'll apply it. As you can see, it's already shining bright. So I want to change the color of this. I want to change it to this one that is 445. So I'm just going to select the color, use this and pick it from over here, and then hit OK. That has changed the color for me. So I'll just go around and do the same thing for this. Okay, as you can see, we have two lights here now. I'll turn off this, turn on contrast. So I have a more natural looking environment. So I'll make this 2. We'll make it 1. It's okay like that. Right, so I'm just gonna quickly select the rest and then do the same thing to them. I think that's the last one. As you can see, they're already beginning to come together. I'm gonna reduce this thing to 0.3. Yeah. So this light that is shining here is kind of weird. So I'm just gonna select it and I'm going to move it back. No, not that, the light. Move it back a little bit so that it will be shining, you know, in a way that it shouldn't be looking weird again, because you can see light but we can't see the street light shining it over there. So I'm just gonna put it where it is not going to raise suspicion. Then I can decide to put light here, over here like so. Okay. Yeah, so and then make duplicates of these lights, assuming that there will be street lights on the other side of the streets too. So, but then our camera is not catching it, but we should be able to feel the lights from that side too. Yeah, so basically, as you can see, the night scene is already looking like night scene. All right, so just a few things we need to do, you know, a few tweaks we need to do here and there. Okay, so the first one is, let me stop this. The first one is I'm going to bring in Bollard Lights. I need us to put bollards, you know, all over the place. And then I want to shine light, because this thing we're not seeing any detail to this hedge and it's not looking nice. So I'm going to shine light to it, just it a little bit, so that it is going to like show its. But I think we should do that one first. Okay, so I'm just gonna duplicate this, copy, obviously, and then come over here, make it longer, or longer. Like that. Okay. Bring it down a bit. Let's see how that goes. Okay. As you can see, it is shining light all over the place, and my dear, that is not what we want. That's not what I want. If it's what you want, you can leave it, but that's not what I want. So I'm just gonna come over here, switch this thing, and then pick that hedge that I want. I'm gonna stop this rendering so I can pick the hedge. Now I've picked it. I'm gonna come out of it. I'm gonna start rendering, interactive rendering again. Let's see, now that we have excluded all the stuff that we don't want the light to affect. Let's see how it looks. If we actually turn off this light, let's see what is being affected. So I'm just going to reduce this light to like 2. Yeah. You can see we're having a nice ambient light shining on the grass, but it's subtle, so it's not looking as if it's just looking like the night light, the street light reflected upon something, then shining on the hedges. Okay, as you can see, we have some details to this hedge, which is very good. All right, so let's put our Bollard lights. Let me go and get our Bollard lights so we can put. I'll stop this. Okay, I brought them in. I'm gonna raise them up to the floor. So I'm gonna select this one. I'm deleted this. Delete. This is the one we need. So I'm gonna use that. I'll rotate it. I'll rotate it to the angle I want, just like that. And I'll move it to where I want it to be. Okay, so I'll put 2 here. Instance. Okay, this is actually a Corona stuff, so a V-Ray stuff, so I'm just gonna convert it to Corona real quick. First of all, I'll convert the light, and then I'll convert the material. Okay, so I'm just gonna say okay. Then I'll drag it down to this place, like so. Instance. Same thing for this one. Just like that. Then for this one. Yep. Yeah, so let's see what we've done. How it's looking. All right, that's very good. That's very nice. As you can see, our Bollard light. So we can come over here. If the light is becoming too much, we reduce them a bit. All the lights that we've added over there. Now, the last thing I want us to do, very important thing, is to put light on this vehicle. This vehicle is moving in the night, so chances are, even though this street is well lit, chances are that the headlights are going to be on. So that headlight is what we're going to put into this car now. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go to that vehicle. You notice that I've already converted this vehicle to a proxy, a point cloud proxy. So I won't be able to locate anything in this vehicle. So what do I do to get it back? So I'm going to open this unified lister and I'm going to go to proxies. Okay. Let me make it big. I'm going to change the view from point cloud to full mesh. Okay, as you can see, it's beginning to come back one after the other. So when you select a proxy, it's going to show you the ones that are selected over here, as you can see. So those are the ones I'm changing to full mesh so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'll move this out of the way. Okay, now that we brought the car back, we have made the car full mesh. Okay, now let's just go ahead and show the lights. Okay, selecting the glass like so. I'll just open this thing up. I apply this material to it, and voila, we have our light shining in front of that car, like so. Very easy. So I'm just gonna bring this one down a little bit, so it not be as bright as the street lamps. Okay, stay okay, like that. Yeah, so that's just it. That's how you make, a night scene from a day scene. Okay. All right, now that we are done, let's go and do some render setups so we can just go ahead. But before that, let's do some tone mapping. Okay. As you can see, that was very bright before. Okay. I can come over here and increase the brightness of everything. Okay, I'll reduce the sky a little bit. Come over here. Add a little bit of magenta. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let me add veneer around. Like so. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So let's go over to the render setup. Okay. So I'm gonna go open my render setup like so, and I'm gonna come over here. HDTV is already set. Okay, we go to the scene. Okay, from the previous render that we did, everything is already in order the way they are supposed to be. So let me just quickly open it again and just take a last final look at it, and then I think I might have to make this a little bit brighter. Let me make it -0.5. No, that's too bright. 6. So, all right. So I'm just going to render this now. After that, we'll take it to Photoshop and do a little bit of post-production to it to get everything in order. All right. So see you when the render is done. All right, so we are done rendering. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it now. Remember, when you click the stop button, it is going to kickstart the denoiser. So as you can see, it is denoising. So we're just gonna let it denoise. All right, so it is done denoising. Let me go ahead and save it out. Okay. So I'm going to save it on my desktop, and I'm going to call it night scene. All right, I'm going to save it as PNG, override 2.2 as usual. I'm going to hit save. Make sure it is in this, that's RGB 48-bit, and then interlaced, and then okay. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. See in Photoshop, where we are going to be doing some improvement and post-production. All right, I've opened the file up in Photoshop. Okay, the first thing I did was convert this into smart object. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the filters, and I'm going to select camera raw filter. we're going to be setting up some things here. So for the temperature, I'm going to make it a little bit cold. Okay, that's too cold. I think that's cool. For the tint, I'm going to, go towards the purple side. Okay. For exposure, I'm going to take it down a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little. I think that's cool. For the contrast, no. I want to add a little bit, to give it that coolness, that night coolness vibe. Then for highlights, I'm going to I want you to notice what it does to the lights. Okay, I want the light to shine out. When I reduce it, you see, it dims the light. But when I take it up, like say 14 or 10. Okay, let's see. That's too much. It's normal. It's something. So for the shadows, obviously, I want to take that down. For the white, I want to take that down. For the blacks, no. Just take it off a bit. I think that was okay. For the textures, just leave it here. Clarity, just a little bit. All these things, just a little bit. You don't need to do too much. The haze, no, it's too much. I think I'm going to leave it like this. Vibrance, I need to add. I think that's okay. For saturation, obviously I'm going to add some saturation to this. All right. So detail, we're going to sharpen it a little bit. We already sharpened it in 3ds Max in Corona. So what we're doing here is just support sharpening. You don't have to sharpen it a little too much. So I'm just going to come over here to the effect. I'm going to add a little bit of green, just a little bit. I'll say okay. So that's basic color corrections. I've done that. That's out of the way. So I'm going to bring in the lens flare I want to use for my vehicle. Okay. So I'll drag it in. I'm going to attach this file in the description. Do well to check it out. Okay. So I'll just keep it here because I can't see what's behind. I'll just leave it here and say okay. And then I'm going to apply level on it. Okay. So this is the adjustments level, and I'm going to clip it. And then I'm going to make this black. So that way I can very easily get rid of the black. Okay. Yeah. So now that it's like this, I can just come over here and set it to screen. Screen is the most natural one. So I'm going to leave it as screen. Then I'll position this thing and then I'll make it bigger. So so as to fit the car I want to use it for. Yeah, just a little bit more. A little bit more, like that. And I'm gonna hit OK. Okay. Now you can see that our lens flare is too big. It's too much. It's too loud. It's too bright. So I'm just gonna select it and reduce the opacity a little bit. Okay. Gonna make it a little bit bigger, like that. Hit OK. Okay, I might have to rotate it a little bit. And then make it just slightly bigger, like that. Then hit OK. I might have to make it a little bit bigger. Yeah. Nudge it around a little bit and then keep on reducing the opacity. Okay. Yeah, I think that is fine now. Reduce it to like 50. Okay. You can see the lighting over there. So with this, I think we have come to the end of this video. Okay, one thing else we might do, because this light is too cool. Headlamps are usually a little bit warm. Okay. One thing we might do is I'll just come over here, apply another adjustment, that's hue saturation, and then take it up a little bit. Okay. When I turn it off, you see what it's doing. It's adding a little bit of warmth to that light. Okay. Just a little bit. Okay. Because it is looking too cool. Yeah. I still think the lens flare is still too bright. So I'm just gonna like take it down more and see what we'll get. I think this is splendid. Like, yeah, this is really, really nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna, let me see what else we can get. Going back to where we came from. Yeah, so let's make it 30. Yeah, so I think this is better. This is better for the lens flare. So I know you know how to save out, so I'm not going to do that one. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like. And if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Not only subscribing, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future tutorial. All right. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.